So if you have multiple passions, like I do, and you do not pick one to really focus on, then that's a form of self-sabotage, isn't it? Let's explore that idea together today. So, oh my goodness, I haven't made a video in such a long time, and I felt really bad about it because I was very much focusing on my painting collection, and that takes up a lot of time, and I really needed that. I needed that close focus on my paintings. It helped a lot, but it was so hard to let my channel become more quiet. Really doesn't feel good. I love to talk to you. I love to connect with you. So I came up with the idea. I bought a new microphone. So I can do stuff that I need to do to get that painting collection out into the world. And while I'm doing that, I can also talk to you about stuff that is really interesting to me. So today, I will be walking in and out of the camera, I guess. I hope you don't mind too much, and I hope you can just hear me all the time well. So today I'm going to paint that wall because it has gotten a little ugly after some years of painting on it. But now that my painting style evolved, I actually don't paint anymore on the wall. I only paint flat on the ground. I have to lay them down because I paint very fluidly. So the wall can finally just be nice and clean and white, so I can make use of it for photography actually. So that's my plan. Make this thing nice again so I can photograph the new paintings to be released at the end of the month, which is really exciting to me. But so today we are going to talk about having multiple passions and how hard it is to just pick one to actually pursue if you want to make a career out of it like I do. If you don't know me yet, hello, my name is Nicole. I am an earth pigment painter. So I actually collect pigments. Wait, I can show you something. I collect pigments outside in nature and voice, don't leave me. I need you right now. I collect pigments in nature and I turn them into pigment powder to paint with in a most natural way. But I also love to make videos. I'm a fan of the concept of slow living. I love photography. I love acting. I love singing. And over the years, I've tried many things, and I didn't really know what the thing should be for me to actually make a career of. So last week I had a friend over for a visit, and she said something very interesting. She said, it's so many years ago, but I remember so vividly the moment that you told me, hey, I know what I want to be doing. I'm meant for painting. It's really funny that she said that. I don't remember that moment that I said that to her. But it's interesting to hear that I had this realization so many years before already, which makes total sense because I already well, I painted so much as a kid and as a teenager, and I always knew that I wanted to go to art school. But within art school, I realized that I love so many things, and I wasn't sure anymore that painting is the main thing that I wanted to do, because I totally fell in love with photography as well and with film. And there was just, Art Academy just opened this whole world of creativity to me, which was fantastic and exciting, and but also made me feel a little lost at the end, because I didn't know what to focus on anymore, because I loved it all so much. But 10 years ago, when I had my first son, I remember that that I suddenly realized that I miss painting very much, and that I need to get back to it, that I haven't done it for way too long. And we had a very tiny apartment at the moment. So I was just starting with small watercolor paintings in a corner of our bedroom, and it felt so good. But somehow I didn't believe that it was the thing that I could really make money with, And I don't know why. I really don't know why that belief was there. So I tried so many things. I tried illustration. I tried creating my own fabric with abstract photography that I did. I created my own fabric products. I started my own Etsy shop. Well, it's a long story. I already told that one in another video. It was a lot. I tried a lot of different things. But now I'm back at painting, mostly. But also video. And well, how did that happen? It happened because I decided on painting, but when you want to sell your paintings, nowadays you need to use social media. And in order to be active on social media and communicate your work to the world online, you need photography and you need videography to be able to show it and to tell your story and show your work. So when video became a bigger thing on Instagram, I really got into it again, and fell in love with it again so much. After exploring it in the Art Academy already. And then, I went into it again, and I kind of, every time I went into something, like, for instance, video, and I realized, hey, I'm actually quite okay at it, or good at it. I always thought, okay, let's make it an income stream as well. And I thought that was a smart move, because so many times I heard about diversifying and that's a good thing to do. And so I thought, hey, if I can make really nice videos for myself or for my paintings to show them, to promote them, I can also make videos for other people and offer that as a service. So as for a few weeks ago, I had videography as a service on my website, actually. And I had also created a Fiverr account, because over the years, many of you left a really sweet comment about my voice, that that you experience it as calming and pleasant. And I'm also really into meditations. And so I thought, okay, I guess with this thing here, it's a nice microphone that I bought because I wanted good sound quality for my YouTube videos. And then I realized, hey, people like my voice, so I can offer my voice as a service as well. And I started to present it on Fiverr as, that I can record voiceovers for people. So again, another income stream. I can do this quite well, and if I can do this for my own videos, I can do it for other people. And again, I thought it was a smart move, to, diversify and create more and more income streams for myself. But then I had this epiphany moment quite recently where I actually decided somewhere inside that I really want to focus on painting right now and leave everything else for what it is, even my YouTube channel for a while. And then out of the blue, I got a request through my website. I think that person found me through Instagram, but I had videography as a service still on my website. So I got the request, hey, would you be able to make a brand video for me? Because I really love your videography style. And I thought, yeah, sure, I can do that. I'm convinced that I'm able to do this quite well. I love thinking and concepts, and I love filming and puzzling it all together into a really nice film. So yeah, and initially I felt excited. So this person wanted to have a video call with me first to see if there's really a click between us and if we would really do this together. And this video call changed everything, and I'm really grateful for it. I really did not feel quite myself in that video call. It was really strange. I was sitting there and I was listening to her, and I had really, really strong imposter syndrome within that call. It was really bad. I was sitting there, I had all the paintings behind me, and she was also commenting on them, like, oh, how nice to see all your paintings in the background. And I was sitting there thinking all the time, oh my God, I'm pretending to be a videographer, but I'm actually a painter, and can I be both? And I don't know. Somewhere I'm convinced I can make a good video for her, but there's also this voice inside me screaming, I just want to paint. And yeah, it was really kind of awful. And I'm sure she could sense it. She could feel it. And that's also why I got rejected afterwards, not within the video call immediately, but afterwards through email. She emailed that we're just not the right fit and it wouldn't work. And in the first moment when I read that email, I felt hurt because, well, I really think I can do this job well, and the money would have been nice as well. But right after that initial moment of feeling hurt, I felt such a sense of relief. And I thought like, oh yeah, thank goodness I don't have to dive with my mind into somebody else's world, and to be able to visualize, to visually capture it. I just can stay in my own world and with my paintings and keep focusing on them. And that brought so much relief and peace inside of my body. And also I had this big realization, like I don't want to feel like this ever again. I don't want to feel torn between those two identities again. Like, that was so uncomfortable sitting there and feeling like, it's like, I don't know, I can't be 100% painter and 100% videographer at the same time. It's not fair to myself, and it's also not fair to the client. Yeah. So I needed that uncomfortable video call and the rejection email to get to that point, and to realize this, and to finally be able to make the decision for myself, to, hey, okay, I do the videos. I started making them in order to be able to present my work, my paintings to the world, and to tell their story, and then it became this whole other thing. And now I can finally see that, and I can also finally see that the diversifying that I did, that I thought was so smart, like creating all these income streams. I finally realized that this wasn't so smart at all. It just made me feel chaotic and unfocused. And it was tearing me into so many directions. It was not helping financially at all in the way I had hoped that the money would just come in from so many different angles. No, it just did not. from no angle. It's it's actually it's a bit embarrassing, because when I decided to take my YouTube channel seriously and to really go for it, the first video, you can still find it on my channel, the first video that I did to really start my channel, was about being multipassionate, and how I believe that all the people that tell us to just focus on one thing, to do that really good, that they are wrong. I was saying in that video that it feels completely unnatural to me to just be doing one thing and to just focus on one thing, and that this can't be the way. I had a really hard time admitting to myself that what I'm doing is not working, that all the multiple passions, the diversifying, that's actually not the way. And I remember in my teenage years in high school, I started to resent people when they would change their opinion quickly or easily. I struggled with that a lot, especially when it were close friends and we would have the same opinion, and then suddenly they would just completely change their mind and say the opposite thing. I hated that. I couldn't really deal with it. It made me feel unsafe. It made me feel unsafe with people. I wanted, yeah, that's it, mostly, I think. So I was very cautious of my own beliefs and my own thoughts, and I did not want to be that person, you know? I guess I wanted to feel safe also with my own thoughts and beliefs. But now that I'm older, I see that it's just part of life. I still don't, well, as teenagers, some of them just went too quickly, you know, just one day they say this and the other day they say that. That's still not okay for me. But it took me many years to go now to make that switch from, okay, you know, maybe they are right actually, maybe focusing on one thing and really get expertise in that, and is the way to go and is the smart thing to do, instead of just spreading out and shooting in all kinds of directions, trying everything at once instead of just center and calm focus, you know? So yeah, I realized that, yeah, opinions can change and that's okay. And I guess it's part of life and it's part of growth, you know, part of evolving and, yeah, personal growth. Yeah, it's not easy to find out if you have multiple passions, what should be the one to really pursue. If that's your struggle right now, if you have multiple things and you don't know which one you should pick to make it that one thing to really focus on, then how can you know which one is the right thing, the right path to choose, you know? I had moments, you know, moments of, like, I don't know, moments where I suddenly felt connected to the universe, and like the universe was telling me, okay, painting is the thing. I had these moments. I do remember one of them quite vividly. It was in England on my honeymoon, actually, that I had one of these moments where I suddenly felt in whole of my body and mind, like I could hear it and I could feel it, like, okay, painting is what I'm meant to be doing. It's weird, and I cannot tell you how you get into such a moment. It's I guess you cannot force it, I don't know. But what I can tell you is, if you rush all day long through your days, you probably won't get there, because you need moments of stillness and moments of quiet reflection and moments of being in tune with yourself. And during that honeymoon, of course, we were traveling, we were taking time off. So then I guess the voice, the true voice that is, I don't know, you can call it the universe, but it's a part of you, you know, it's inside of yourself. It can only come through when you take rest and take a moment to really hear those things, you know? And that's probably also, I think, what my friend said, that I was telling her that was probably after I had that moment in England, yeah. You know what I think was not smart for me at all is that when I had these, quite special moments like these in the past, I would just let them pass by. I would not act on them, and I would slowly forget them and start to doubt them again, because, you know, in the moment when you have that incredible clarity, it feels so good, but it's a fleeting moment, you know, and then I don't know, all the other stuff that's in your mind just creeps in again and starts making you doubt again, and you, if you don't act quickly on that moment of truth, that moment of clarity, it will just go away and you won't take that necessary step forward. And it's kind of hard to realize that I wasted quite some time because of that, because I did not take action. So, man, that's one really important thing that I want to give to you, share with you, that if you have a moment like this, don't let it just pass you by. Take action, do something about it. If you feel it, do the necessary thing to make it, to really set a sign for yourself that this is the thing, this is what you're going to be doing, and that's the right thing because you felt it in that moment. So I'm really happy that when I realized after I got rejected from that brand video job, I'm really proud of myself that I took immediate action, that I felt that sense of relief and I took it seriously. I felt like, okay, the relief is telling me something really important. It's telling me I really want to be painting. I want to be a painter, and I'm still going to make videos, but I'll do them for myself and for my YouTube channel. So lately I've seen a video where somebody was talking about the difference between hoping versus wanting versus deciding. And that person was saying that the word deciding comes from the Latin word decidere, which means removing anything else. So actually, to not have a plan B. And so when I heard that, and I was thinking about all those different income streams that I had created and that weren't really working for me. Not only did I offer voiceover on Fiverr, I was trying to build my YouTube channel, I was trying to sell paintings, and I also had created an account on Skillshare because before I was very much into photography, and I'm actually quite good at photo editing. So I made courses on Skillshare to teach others how to edit photographs in a creative way. Yeah, so I had a lot going on without anything really turning into something real, you know? So that plan B, that many options, multiple things, it's so weird, you know, it seems like the smart thing to do, to not put all your eggs in one basket, right? So if the one thing doesn't work out, another might. And that's, you know, that's the hoping part, I guess. Like, okay, so if my paintings don't make it, I hope my YouTube channel will. And if my channel doesn't make it, I hope my paintings will. And if both doesn't make it, I hope I will get a lot of gigs on Fiverr and stuff like that. But that's, yeah, it's just, it does something to your mindset, right? If you have all these options, but you're not fully committed to any one of them, then yeah. Well, now I know it doesn't work. It just doesn't. If you only give yourself one option and it has to be the thing you're most excited, most passionate about, then it's natural. If there's only one thing, then it's natural that you're going to do everything to make that happen, to make that right? Because there is no other option. There is no plan B. There is no escape route. And actually the stakes, that you're faced with at the end are, okay, if you not make that one thing happen, oh my God, I'm not good at this. If you don't make that thing that you've chosen happen, then if I don't make painting work for me right now, then I'm going to have to search for a job. Okay, some of you who are watching this are probably completely horrified on how I try to fix that wall. But thank goodness it's not another thing I'm good at. Otherwise, I might make it another income stream. Who knows? Okay. Let's hope this will look somehow good at the end. Oh my goodness. How hard can it be to make to just fill up this line and make it look clean? Okay. If you finally are able to let go of the stage of hoping or wanting that something works out, and you just decide, okay, this is it. I need to make this happen, and I will do everything it takes to succeed at it, and I will learn everything I have to learn, and I will go beyond myself and do the scary stuff and get out of my comfort zone to get there, you know, to make your dream become the reality. And it's freeing. It feels good, actually. And sometimes it feels also very scary because the stakes are so high. Like, if it doesn't work out, then I won't reach my dream life. I won't reach my goal, and I probably have to go look for a job again and work for a boss, and, you know, so many things you don't wanna. And okay, I need something to stand on because that's getting too high. So yeah, but the thing is, if you don't make it multiple things, but you focus on getting the one thing right first, maybe there's a first, you know, maybe you can, I hope it is, because as you realize, I'm painting my new collection, but I also want to keep my YouTube channel and make that work. So there are still two things in my life. But I decided that painting is my main thing and my main focus, and everything else needs to be in service of that. So also the YouTube videos that I make need to be in service of my paintings and also help with making them visible and selling them and telling their story. And that's the way for me to get people connected to my work, you know, to be able to share the behind the scenes, share the process, and I cannot just show up with the finished product and no one has ever seen me work on it or knows anything about it. So then why would then anyone buy it, Because that's the lovely thing about now. People can be part of it and be involved in the artist's world and work, and I love that. That's what I really love about this age and social media, that this is possible, this intimate connection to other artists and see how they work, how they think, and how the work evolves, and the thoughts they have behind it that gets them to create the work they do. I mean, that's so amazing and interesting. I guess that has been before the times of the internet and social media and all the sharing, that always has been hidden and secretive somehow. And now it's just, I love that. I really love that about this time and social media. And I love to follow other artists and see what they do and how they do it and why they do it. And it's lovely. You know what's also the case with the thing that I made the decision that painting is the thing I want to be focusing on, and everything else that I do is in service of that. It makes a lot of things easier, a lot of decisions easier. With my website, it feels so much more logical, but especially with social media, with Instagram, I would have these moments like I want to post something, and then one time I want to attract people that are interested in art and would potentially be interested in buying my art, and then the other time I would love to show my videography skills and mention that I offer that as well, and it didn't feel right. I was always torn between these two things, and this always made me worry, like, okay, when I post about this now, then the people who follow me for the other thing, they will not like that or stuff like that. And it always had this problem of decision making, should I create a second Instagram account, or should it be both be in the same place? And the same with my website. I was so often doubting whether can it be just another page on my website, or should I have a separate site for the other service? And but I'm the same person, so it kind of felt wrong to do that, and it just made so many things unnecessarily complicated, difficult, which often led to overwhelm, and overwhelm leads to inaction. Not having to choose, not making the decision, and not posting anything, and then becoming more and more invisible, which is obviously not helping at all. So I'm just so happy right now that I finally got myself to make that decision. What the main thing is for me, you know, and then build everything around that. And then, because, you know, when I look at the people, the artists that I admire myself, they are often doing their one thing and they are doing it really, really good. And that's why you know, when I look at them, I can sense the expertise, the passion, the full focus, and that's something that is so admirable, you know. And I didn't have that. I always felt so torn between things, and it's just such a relief that, you know, if you can let go of, okay, not everything has to be my job, not everything has to make me money. Just pick that one thing that I cannot live without. And maybe it's also a thing that you already do for a really long time. I love painting since I'm 11 years old. That's when I started. For Christmas, my wish was to have an easel and acrylic paints, and I got that from my parents, which I'm very grateful for. And that's when it started, you know. And I had so many wonderful moments in my little childhood room, just being completely in this world of my painting and listening to music that I loved, which was Norah Jones. I listened to the songs of Norah Jones over and over again while I was painting. We had a computer and a printer at home, and I would print out these pictures of nature. I remember a tulip field, and I also remember very much this forest with a waterfall coming through in the middle. And I would just completely be in that world of the image and try to replicate it at 11 years old on my canvas, which was just so wonderful, peaceful, and yeah, just lovely. So if you loved something so much as a kid, chances are you still love it as a grown-up. So I decided to paint that wall and make it look nicer again, so I can take better pictures of my paintings, of my new collection for the release. So let me tell you a bit about the upcoming collection. It is a collection of abstract paintings painted with earth pigments that I collected myself in France. It feels really special, this collection, because the main thing what the collection is about is now the place on earth, which makes so much sense because, you know, I'm painting with earth pigments. I gather them in nature, and it feels really good to finally dedicate a whole collection to that country that made it possible for me to gather these beautiful colors and to create that work, you know. So this collection will be about France, and I actually want to invite you to participate. This is a beautiful moment to, be part of it, and I love it that I can do this. That's the best thing about social media. Look, I have created these paintings, and they need titles, and I would love to hear if you've ever been to France and you have some kind of memories a feeling, a scent, a moment. I would love it if you would share it with me in the comments, because that would help me so much to create beautiful, meaningful titles for these paintings, you know? That would be so lovely.